Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've been getting a lot of questions recently about some book recommendations, and I thought it would be a perfect time to kind of give some of my top books that I'm really inspired by. Since it's a new year, a lot of people are setting different goals, so I'm gonna list some of my favorite books for you today, and hopefully they will help inspire you. They're all kind of business, entrepreneurial, or even kind of self-help books. So if you're not already, subscribe, like this video, and comment down below what you want to see more of. Okay, let's get started. The first book that I've actually been reading, I'm not fully done it, but it's been a really great book thus far, which is Purple Cow. It was one of my followers on Instagram who actually recommended Purple Cow. It's by Seth Godin, I'm not 100% sure. And I got it for the holidays from my parents because I guess my mom creeped my social media and saw a follower recommended it, so thanks Mom. Purple Cow is a book really about marketing and taking risks. One of the things I like about Purple Cow, I'll read you kind of a snippet from it. It says, "The classic bestseller that taught the business world that safe is risky, very good is bad, and above all, you're either remarkable or invisible." So kind of the premise around Purple Cow is that if you're driving along the highway and you see a bunch of cows, which are, you know, either black, white, spotted, and you see a purple cow, you're automatically going to be very drawn to that. Like, what is going on? What is that? So it's the whole idea of the new age, the new wave of marketing and different tactics to kind of market your product so that you stand out, which is really tough in today's world where there's so many products, so many advertisements out there. I'm going to read a little. So for each of my books I have saved, because I always like underline some quotes or inspirational things from each book. So part of the book that I really like, which I'll read to you quickly, just to give you a little bit about what the book entails. "We've been raised with a false belief. We mistakenly believe that criticism leads to failure. From the time we get to school, we're taught that being noticed is almost always bad. It gets us sent to the principal's office, not to Harvard." So it's a really thought-provoking book and really about how to set up your business. Okay, next book. "The Subtle Art of Not Giving a..." I'm just gonna beep that one out here. And that is by Mark Manson. This book, oh my goodness, you can see how well read. I think I've read it a few times already. The first time I read it was a while ago, like a few years ago, and I've reread it, and every time I read it, something new sticks with me. It's wonderful. If you haven't read this book, go read it. It's probably my #1 suggestion. And really what it is, pretty much what it says it is. It's a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. And what that means is, rather than always trying to be positive and happy and thinking that if you think all these positive things and not, you know, take note or recognize the negative things, that it will work out. This counterintuitive approach really says that, you know, shitty things are gonna happen in business and personal life. Things aren't always going to go your way, and really how to deal with that and almost embrace that it's just part of life, it's part of business, and this book really goes into it. So this #1, I'll read you a quote from here too. Let's see. And this quote is about really how to embrace being wrong. "And when we learn something additional, we go from slightly less wrong to slightly less wrong than that, and then even less wrong than that, and so on. We are always in the process of approaching truth and perfection without ever actually reaching truth or perfection." And that quote really, as many of them did, resonated with me, that we're forever continuing and learning and growing and evolving, and really that is the beauty of it. So, "The Subtle Art of Not Giving a..." is a must. Okay, the next book for all you entrepreneurs out there, 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. This book as well is one that I have read. You can see all of the highlights I've made in here. It's a necessary book for anyone that's wanting to do a startup or really any business on the future. Peter Thiel, the author of this book, is actually the co-founder of PayPal and one of the first investors in Facebook, funded companies like SpaceX and LinkedIn. So he has had quite the journey. So if he's done all that and he's putting this knowledge into a book, I think you should read this book. I'll read one quote from here. Okay, this is a quote, but this is a short but very powerful quote. Creating value is not enough. You also need to capture some of the value you create. Yes, this is a great book. Okay, 2 more books on my list. The next one is Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein. Gabrielle Bernstein has written quite a few books, or a few books anyways, in the past. This one really stuck out to me because unlike the other books that I'm speaking about where it's more strategy and business related, this one is more about personal development, self-development, and how to navigate kind of your mindset and getting in the right mindset. And she does a really great job of different ways or different tactics to get in the right mindset to really prepare yourself for business, for entrepreneurship, for the next step. I'm not fully done reading this book, but so far it has been kind of like a guide to navigating emotions, mindset, and all the things that come with starting your own business or with entrepreneurship. So basically, it says here, in these pages, you'll learn how to do less and attract more, relax and trust that what you desire is on the way, and know that spiritual guidance is available for you at all times. So it really goes a little bit deeper than business, more into the mindset of things, and it's a very positive book. Okay, the last book I'm going to recommend is one that's actually on my reading list. I haven't read this one yet, but I've heard so many things about this book that I just recently picked it up, and Paul and I are kind of arguing about who's going to read it first, which is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Phil Knight is the founder of Nike, who really, his story is absolutely incredible. To read a bit on the back, he was young and fresh out of business school. He borrowed $50 from his father and launched a company with one simple mission: import high quality, low cost running shoes from Japan. And then hence Nike. So I'm very excited to start reading this. I think it will be a really good read for inspiration, and also to just hearing someone else's path to success from really school and then navigating the highs and lows through that. So haven't read this one yet, but I've heard incredible things, so I had to put it on this list. So Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Thank you all for watching my video. Let me know if you have any other book recommendations down below, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks everyone.